What's up, guys? John here. No, that's stupid. Who says that? Who says that? That's
Uh,
for nerds.
oh boy.
That's
Oh
for
boy.
nerds. Yeah, that's what this video is gonna be.
Oh boy.
Welcome,
Okay.
welcome
That's
to it,
okay.
buddy. Welcome to another coach's interview. I am hanging out with my buddy John Boy, who is the coach of what's your team? The Birdies.
The New Orleans PELIPPERS.
It's just New Orleans. There's not.
New Orleans. I. Oh boy. Okay, this is where this is going. Oh no. Oh
It's
no.
just the New Orleans Pelipers. They have a lot of swag and posture issues. They
Yep.
just kind
That's
of
us.
they just kind of loiter around the outside of buildings. That's
Spray painting the logo on the side of the building,
yeah.
spelling every word
Their
wrong somehow.
questionable ethics and dubious moral choices.
Oh god.
That's terrible. Why would you pick that? Why wouldn't you pick a real city, John?
You know what?
Well, I guess it's fair because the way you came into the league, you didn't get to pick your team. So
No.
you kind of
No.
picked a made-up nonsense name.
Yeah.
Um,
You know. Yeah.
that being said, you came into the team. You came into the league. First week, you got a team that everybody pretty much considered the scariest, biggest, baddest team in the league. You, as the coach, obviously had many problems with it, as
Not
you
my
were
team, yeah.
as you were wont to say over and over every time anyone said you had a good team.
It wasn't that I had a good team. It was the best team that should go undefeated. That's what I had a problem with.
Yeah, and the rallying cry of the Pelipers, I only have one water resist.
We are the water flying Pokemon mascot team with one water resist.
Yeah, I mean that should be all you need. Like
I mean, we did beat the rain team. Well, it didn't have Politoed, but we still beat a semi-rain
it
team.
wasn't a rain team, it was just a bunch of wet stuff.
We did beat the wet team with one water resist.
This
So,
is
I
true.
mean, that did happen. So, yeah, that was solid. You know, it was a good season. It was a good season.
It was a good season.
Wasn't
You
the
made
best,
It, you
but
made
it
it to
was.
the playoffs. You know, you got a
Mhm.
strong number two.
Yeah.
How you feel
It's
about
really
that?
hard to complain with that. It's
Yeah.
it's you know coming into this, like, I wanted to be in the GBA really badly, and I didn't get my way. There were 6 new people added. Who was at it? It was fair when I looked at the roster. I was like, oh my god, yeah, I didn't really have much of a chance. These guys were awesome, and I got the call halfway through the first week, and I'm just like ecstatic. And I already had like a name planned and like just it's stuff like that. I was really ready. Get in there, I get a win the first week against the guy that helped me get me in there, and I'm on cloud 9. And at that point, like, the whole GBA thing, I decided I wanted to make it a big thing on my channel and just show everybody that I could do competitive battling, because it had been a while since I had really gotten, like, it had really just been into competitive. I'd been playing a lot of Showdown and having a lot of fun with it, but I didn't want a ladder. I didn't want to do anything like that. And Wi-Fi wasn't as fun, It was the era of, like, the LPers, and then the LPers doing Wi-Fi, and there wasn't as much, like, there wasn't as many competitive PokeTubers. There wasn't the big guys. There was PokeAim, but, like, first you got to get a battle with him, and then, like, that's one battle, You win, you lose, like, great, who are you going to play after that? Joe, I play him, like, every other day. He's my friend. So it's like, I wanted to just show people that I could still battle. And I got in there. I make it to the playoffs. I get the first seed in my conference. And I have a really good game against Nick in the championship. I lost, but I think I lost to a better player that day. And I think I did show that I am a great player. And now, hopefully, with this new season, I can show that I know what I'm doing when it comes to drafting and building a team, and that it wasn't the 2 best things on my team that I was given that propelled me to the championship. And I think, you haven't asked that, but I don't know if you will, but that's the goal for this season. That's what I'm striving for, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much exactly what I want to do. Do you feel like there's anything you need to change going into it as far as your approach to the format or how you want to play it goes? Or is it just now that you had the chance to draft stuff, you can patch the things that you had problems with, and you think your style and your plan is good enough to get you there?
That's a really good question. I feel like when I got into GBA, the first battle, I didn't really have much of a chance to prepare as well as I wanted to, and the next 2 battles, I lost. Really close, it could have gone either way, but I still lost. And after that, that really, watching Nick and other people, and Joe, I know how much time Joe put into it, and talking to him, and it inspired me to put more time in. And I started, when when Kyle lost because of a speed tie, speed, that's not my best thing. So I would write down every single mon on a piece of paper on my team and their team every week and write down the base speed next to them, and that's how I started planning. And I just spend a lot of time looking at that. How can I outspeed their best thing? How can I deal with this? What's going to kill me this? And if, I thought something could do well against their team, I'd do calcs for everything, write it down on a piece of paper. And, I felt like I did figure out how to play in the GB. I think the way I figured out how to play was really good, but I was using, Pokemon I hadn't really ever used before. I was using Pokemon that came together from someone else's thoughts, and it's hard to get into someone else's mind when it doesn't really work, and there's some things I didn't really agree with, and, it's still a great team, and I had nothing wrong with that, and I was able to play around some of the weaknesses that I saw. But I think this year it's going to be easier. I have a little more versatility. I have some different things to go off of. And it's not like I'm going to bring Conkeldurr 13 out of 14 weeks and people know I'm going to bring that. Now I can say, okay, Assault Vest Conk, I don't need you every week because I'm not going to get swept by a Choice Scarf Poliwag. I can bring something else to take a Scald, or I can, just be a little more versatile, a little different, and like, I don't know. It's hard. I think I had a really good strategy. I think I know what I'm doing. I think, the base, like how I play and how I prepare for each match is good. But now I need to try it with this new team, my team, because there's 5 new Pokemon on this team. So that's almost half the team is different. And I think it's going to be a really good test of, can I still do well?
I didn't listen to any of that.
Damn it.
I heard something about 5 things on the team. That's all right. That's a fair amount of new Pokemon. It's not like Gubs or Joe or Fizz who have virtually new things, but that's a pretty strong portion of the team
Yeah.
to replace.
It's kind of like the team has so many good things. It's really hard to trade because, I've gotten offers for Conkeldurr. I've gotten offers for Talonflame. I've gotten offers for Azumarill, Nidoking, Deoxys D, but I haven't gotten real offers, I got one offer for Nidoking that got vetoed right away. That was a little unfair on my end. And then, Joe asks me every time in a call for Deoxys D, but he doesn't have anything he actually wants to give me. Conkeldurr, the best trade anyone's offered me for Conkeldurr is Kyurem, which is not a good trade whatsoever. Would not help my team. And that, that's like one of like 6, 7 offers for Conkeldurr. It's hard for me to trade or like part way with these things. So I did my best to like build around them at least for the last season I have things like Talonflame and Azumarill. And, like, Talonflame's a great mon, but building around something that you almost have to either ban or get a sword stance up to really threaten someone's team because 81 attack, it's still it's an incredible mon. But it's, when I lose that, it's not going to be like, damn, this team's going to fall apart. It's like, okay, let's possibly get another physical sweeper or, some more bird spam. Let's just call Fizzy. What's your favorite brave bird of today? Let's get it on the team. Azumarill, that might be a little bit harder, but, I lost track, young Sylveon. If I suck, then I can get something good again. But if I was able to patch those 2 going away, I think I'll be able to continue doing that until it's just completely my team.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. That's a fairly, complacent thing. And you're patching up holes. You're making the trades you can make. You got Goodra.
I was really happy about that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that coming. That wasn't really on anyone's radar.
No.
As far as
that really helps the team. Like I'm really excited about Goodra. I wasn't targeting it at all, but when I offered out Rotom Heat and Fizzy was like, yeah, I think I could do Goodra for that. It's I think it was a great trade both ways. And Rotom Heat didn't do a ton for my team. I have Galvantula, and that's going to be the fire type. I mean, not the fire type, the special electric type most games. And Rotom Heat's a great wall, but then again, it's weak to rocks, and I hadn't had a spinner at the time. The draft hadn't started. Who knows what I'm going to get? I have Talonflame, and there's just so many things, and you don't want to have too many of the same thing. But you get Goodra, 3 abilities that you can use that are pretty solid. What is it? It's Hydration, Sap Sipper, and Gooey? Yep. And then you can go on the physical side if you really want to. Well, I mean, it has 100 attack, 110 special attack. You can go either side. Sap Sipper can get you a boost in some matches. It's really specially bulky. And I'm just really happy with it. I think it's going to help a lot. I'm not going to bring it every week, but I think when I do bring it, it can do some pretty solid work. I didn't have a dragon type. Now I do.
And your girlfriend likes it.
Right? Good like Goodra, right? She likes to say that. That's a thing.
That's a thing. Shout outs to Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you got your second place. You're
Mm-hmm.
in not great drafting spot, but
Nope.
there's a lot of good things around.
Mm-hmm.
You've got options. How'd the draft go for you? Did you get sniped on anything?
I I'm actually beyond the mega draft. I mean, we'll get there. I mean, I think I'm still happy with that, but I mean, obviously, it could have been a little better. But
We'll get to that, John. Don't
yeah,
worry.
we'll get to there. But the draft went a lot better than I expected. I mean, the first round, I needed Starmie, and I didn't think there was a chance in hell I would get Starmie. But it actually, like, the dominoes started to fall my way. It's, first Kyle's like, I'm out. It's like, okay, bye, Kyle. You're going to make my draft a little easier. Then Alex leaves. It's like, well, Alex, I don't want you to leave. But this is going to help me in the end. So, hopefully you can come back next season, buddy, and draft behind me so it will still help me. And then, Tom doesn't take Starmie like he said he probably would. I'm like, oh, okay. Joe's taking Blastoise over Starmie, and I'm like, okay, I think I might be able to do it. Starmie lands in my lap, and all of a sudden I, make up for losing a really fast Terrakion. It's not a physical attacker, but 115 speed, really good. And I remember playing against Tom, and it was hard to plan for because if I didn't plan for a Scarfed Starmie, he could beat me in the end when I had my, Scarfed Terrakion. And I'm pretty sure he did bring Scarfed Starmie to do that. It's just, I like it for that. You can go a little bit bulky. You can go especially offensive, obviously. It can hit pretty damn hard. A really good rapid spinner. And I didn't want something like Fortress again. I wanted something that was fast, something I could still do, like do damage, deal damage, words, running out of them. Damn it. But I thought Starmie was great. And I get to the second round. I don't really know what I want at that point because I was so, fixated on Starmie. I already had the Goodra. So I've lost, 3 water weaknesses, and I've gained 2 water resistances. That's big. That's one of the things I needed on this team. I have another really good special attacker, some more speed. Most of my bases are already covered, and I'm just going to wait for the second round to get to me, see what's left. And Braylon's not taken. And I couldn't pass up Braylon. I couldn't believe that thing fell so far. I thought that was one of the best things in the draft. And the fact that it got to me in the second round was just incredible. And I don't think it was the best fit on my team. I don't think it was something that I necessarily needed more than anything else. But I didn't have a grass type. I just lost another fighting type. Braylon is an incredible mon. You can go the technician set, you can go the poison heal set, you can do substitute leech seed and all that bullshit. You can go fuckus punch. Yeah, the fuckus punch if you really want to just be that guy. The Mach Punch is great. Spore is incredible. And, if someone wants to go for Sleep Powder, you can switch that in. And it's just, I thought it was a great thing on the team. And finally, I get to the third round, and I just needed something for bird spam. Rhyperior was left. I really liked Rhyperior. It's another thing that can set up Stealth Rocks. I wanted more than just Nidoking and Deoxys D, because I really value hazards, and it's just nice to have something else on the team. There's a really huge attack stat. I needed something else with a really good attack stat, so that is great. We're like physically on the physical side. And, I thought it could just be pretty solid as the third mon. I wanted a steel type, but, when you wait to the third round, you're not going to get much. And I couldn't pass up Braylon to try and grab whatever steel was left. So I felt like it was a solid pick. So I'm really happy with the draft. I did much better than I thought I would. And, maybe the team's gone down a little bit, but I'm really happy with the team right now.
I mean, I think you're probably of the opinion, and I don't think many people would disagree. You lost some of the overwhelming power, but there's better balance here.
There is better balance. It's going to be harder to predict what I'm going to bring. I know by the end of the season, people like Tom and Nick they said they predicted 6 out of 6 of the mons I would bring, just because there are some things I can't bring because they're just not good matchups, and some things that I didn't really want to bring or couldn't bring over the others. So I think not being as predictable might be a little better.
Yeah. So moving on, we have what I can only assume is going to be the new motto when people start to pick on the Pelipers for being too good. I had the last mega pick. So
Yeah.
you had the dead last mega pick of the entire draft, Mega
Honestly,
Sableye.
I thought that might have been a joke when I saw the list, and it wasn't because I was last. At first I saw myself last, I'm like, damn it. And then I look at the first 3, I'm like, Yubs? Someone Nick? And I'm like, okay, so where's the expansion? The expansion teams are all next to me? Whew. Wow.
Okay, so
Woo.
I did
I heard you
the
made a
mega,
GIF, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I made a GIF to prove it. But the thing is, I made the mega draft list, so it would be totally impartial and random.
Yeah, exactly.
I had been screwing around with them the day before, right? So I had one that was already up, so I just hit the button again, and I did it, and literally Roger had the very last pick of the draft, and
Mm.
I was like, okay, that's a little bad. Like
Yeah, that's not fair.
yeah, as an expansion team going all the way to the bottom, that's really bad. So I'm gonna give this one more shot. I'm gonna reset the list because the list wasn't reset from then. So I re-put it in alphabetical order, hit random. Gubs gets number one draft.
Yeah, and you know what? That's completely fair. I cared more about the expansion teams and the freaking best two teams, like historically in this league being at the top. But you know what? That's fine because I somehow ended up with Mega Sableye. What is going on this draft? Like,
Well, I mean, the thing is, you guys, I was watching it, and you and Adam in particular, because you were the last two, you were like, oh, this is terrible. I'm not going to get, oh my God, what am I going to do? There are 40 megas
yeah,
available.
yeah. Well, it's like
40.
my
Like,
thing was I really
you can
wanted one
find
of the good
16
steel
good ones.
types. You know, I
Yeah.
wanted something like I didn't think I'd get Mawile, but I thought there was a chance I'd get something like Scizor. I thought that'd be really good. What's another? There's another good steel I was thinking of that I might get. I kind of wanted to get Gardevoir. Had my eye on that, and when I got down to it, and I see what's left, I'm like, okay, so I have a fairy weakness, so I can't draft anything left because like, everything left has a fairy weakness, and
Hey,
it's like.
hey, Mega Steelix was still
Yeah,
sitting
no,
there waiting
exactly.
on
And then
you.
I'm like, do I want to make a Steelix or Mega Aggron? And then I'm thinking to myself, do I really like if my team's that weak to Fairy and I have to draft one of those two things that aren't really going to help me, then I am as bad as, what I complained about last year with Mega T-Tar. Because Mega T-Tar's a great mon. I just didn't think it fit on my team, and it worked, I think, twice pretty well, but not consistently, and it wasn't something people were really scared of me bringing. So I was like, you know what? I really need to make something that's going to help the team. I don't care about the fairy weakness. If I was able to play around the water weakness and make it to the finals, either, everyone's going to be much better this season. I just got lucky, or, I did something well with the team building, and I can get around that. So I got Mega Sableye, which actually has really good synergy with the team. It works really well. It covers up a lot of weaknesses, and it's an incredible mon. I haven't used it much, but I know it's one of the best megas in OU, and that doesn't always translate to the GBA, but it's a good mega. It has magic bounce, too. I have a Talonflame. I don't want people to get rocks up, so already you got to plan around that. It's, I have Braylon. I said, oh, they can't sleep powder. You can't do anything anymore because I can just switch this thing in, and it's going to be annoying. People will have to plan for it no matter what. Having a mega that people have to plan for every single week is really, really good. It's not
It's
important. It's
huge.
not
I
something,
mean, it's huge.
yeah.
It can easily centralize, half or a third of their team of what they're going to bring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to make things. I have a lot of things on my team that people are going to have to plan for, and I think I have actually more than last year, which is kind of impressive. And I don't know if that's going to translate into doing anything better than I did last year. I did almost everything you possibly can do in a season beyond going undefeated and winning it all. So I don't think anyone will really ever go undefeated in the real league. Possibly, maybe Kote. That team's disgusting right now, but I don't know if that's possible with the level of competition we have. And it's not hard. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's counter teaming. Someone's going to be able to counter team you better than you counter team them, and winning it all, that'd be great. But I'm going to try to get to the playoffs again before I even get my hopes on that, because that's the most important thing. When you get in the playoffs, anyone can win, and you got to get there to start dreaming about the championship. Can't get too cocky week
All
one.
right. So talking about the road to the
Mm.
playoffs, we're gonna go straight into who do you want to play this season? Who either because you want an easy win, you think you got a good matchup, you want the challenge, you want the bragging rights. What? Who you want? Right now, you can call out one person, and that's
Tom.
it. You want Tom? All
Yeah.
right. You
And
and
it's
Tom in Thunderdome.
well, the thing with Tom is last year we were in the same division, and it was me, Joe, and him fighting the entire season for the top playoff spot. And every time I played Tom, I only played him twice, but still, I played him twice, and they were two of the best games I had, down to the wire, 1-0, really good battles. And the second one was just great. There was less predicting and more we had just planned so well for each other that it was just the plan we put two plans down, we went at it, and at the end, I squeaked by with a win. And if I have to do that again with him, I'm actually really excited. A lot of people think he has one of the best teams. I agree. He has a really good team, and I'm really excited for the challenge of hopefully beating Tom, but regardless having good games against Mr. Tom. But I do have two other people in the division I have never played. One being Steve, the only person I didn't play last year, and then Mr. A Drive, the new guy.
The
So
new guy. Yeah.
the new guy. I have no idea how good A Drive is. Dan, you know.
Nobody does. He's the unknown
No.
element.
He's the only guy. So that's gonna be interesting. I hope I don't play him first week so I can really watch that game and see what he's thinking.
Yeah.
And Steve is a wild card. Not in a bad way. Not in a good way.
He's a
I've
maverick.
seen
He's a
him
lone wolf.
Yeah, I've seen him sweep a team with Greninja, and then the next week he brings Power Up Punch Greninja because, you know, that looks
It gets
fun.
the move.
It
Why
gets
not?
the move Power Punch, so he's going to bring it. So
Yeah.
am I going to get Steve, an incredible battler who's going to plan and bring some strategy and not going to prepare? Or is Steve going to bring, what did he draft, like, Power Up Punch Meloetta? He's going to do that this time. You know, I have no idea. And that kind of worries me. What Steve will I get, and how do I plan for that? So
You
I think I
can't-
have a really, it's going to be, it's going to be fun. I think it's a good division. And outside of that, I want to play Nick, not because of the championship, not even because he's really fun to play and I just love Nick as a person playing him, but because he's whining all the time about Mega Sableye. Nick likes to whine and not really mean it, so I want to know if his team really gets swept by it or if he's just being Nick again. I'm curious.
Nice. All right. So that being said, last question: who don't you want to play?
I want nothing to do with Kote's team.
Too
And
scared
that-
to fight Kote.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Thank you for joining me, John. It's been a pleasure having you here in the interview. You don't need to say any more. Don't worry. You guys should go to the link in the description. It's John's channel. Maybe. I might screw with him and put someone else's channel. Who knows? Who knows? John will have to actually come look at the video and maybe change it himself.
I mean, after the first comment on Steve's video, I'm going to have to go check it out.
But yeah, go subscribe to John. John does great videos. He's really good about getting them up as soon as he can. He puts a ton of effort into not only the planning of his matches and the playing of his matches, but the general quality of the videos on, you know, not only his GBA series, but all of his stuff. John is my partner in crime for the most part on the channel, helping get all of this stuff put together and happen. These videos absolutely would not be happening without him. So please go check him out. I mean, you can unsub later. It's fine. But, yeah, make him feel good the day this video comes out at the very least.
I like that, you know. That'd be nice.
So thank you, John, for joining me.
You.
And thank you guys for watching. See you eventually.